once again, everyone. Welcome back to The Workplace. I'm Marybeth, and today we are going to be talking about vegetarian food. If you think it's yucky, I'm going to say it's yummy. So you know what? We have this amazing, she's called the chief vegetarian or vegetable whisperer. I guess she talks to the veggies. But you know, her amazing journey started 7 years ago. She is also a kitchen activist. She cooks. She teaches you how to cook veggies. If you think they're boring, well, wait until you meet this amazing girl from Kitchen Revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Workplace, Miss Marie Gonzalez. Hello, Marie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. You're one amazing lady, and you've gotten into veggies. Tell us more about your journey. What happened 7 years ago?
7 years ago, I graduated from college.
Okay.
And I mean, I've loved cooking since I was very, very young. I come from a really big family and I'm the ate, so I was really made to cook at home.
Okay.
But 7 years ago, I really wanted to become more conscientious. I was very concerned about my carbon footprint and just how food travels from how it's grown or raised to how it reaches our plate.
Okay.
So I read this book called The Omnivore's Dilemma, and it made me that started my journey to vegetarianism. I started looking up these undercover videos on animal farming, and then it was just very
Traumatizing.
yeah, and I would like to think that I try to the way I act should be very much in line with the way I think and vice versa.
Right.
So I thought, well, I really don't agree with it. So since I didn't agree with these industries, I just decided to go vegetarian.
Okay.
And then I eventually became vegan. And I didn't think back then that step would make such an impact in my life, and it did. And I mean, I made a career out of it, and now it's partly an advocacy and business. I teach people how to cook vegetables, so that's really my passion, is trying to be more compassionate in the world, trying to live more gently on the planet, trying to get people to be more healthy. So it's not just about animal rights, but it's also trying to protect us from disease and trying to just eat more colorful food. So I don't know if you can see in our table, we have such colorful food, and you can only find colorful food in nature. Like, we're talking about natural food, none of this artificial food coloring stuff.
Yes,
so
yes.
that's how we should really eat in reality.
Right now, I'm super hungry. So could you explain to us? You've prepared all of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Well, I don't just teach cooking classes. That's one of the things I do. I teach cooking classes, but I also have products that I sell. So I bake gluten-free bread. So this is made with local flours such as sorghum and brown rice.
Oh, wow.
And it's for people who have gluten intolerance or have a hard time digesting wheat. It's also good for kids with learning disabilities. So nowadays, you know, kids are getting allergies.
Yeah.
Kids are having a hard time in school, and if they cut down on gluten and they cut down on dairy, like, they can concentrate a lot more. So I'm also all about alternative ingredients, such as using coconut sugar instead of regular sugar. I really think regular sugar is really terrible for your health.
So that's what you used for this cake?
Yes, and also the cookies here up front. So these are called cracked cacao nib cookies. So instead of chocolate chips, they're made with cacao nibs coated in coconut sugar. So they taste exactly like chocolate chip cookies, but they're a lot better for you. And
A lot healthier.
Yeah, and here, so I have this salad. So this is just to show you, like, sometimes in the summer when it's really warm, I'll maybe eat a huge salad this big. And it's really, really filling. And I know that when I eat all of these colors, like, they'll help kind of nourish my body.
Right.
And they'll give me energy. It's easier to digest. It cools the body down. So in my cooking classes, I'm all about eating colorful food.
And wearing colorful dresses too. Yeah, it's just a reflection of your personality, your cooking. It's just really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I'm sort of a detective in the kitchen. So when people think that, oh, it's so hard to go vegetarian, I'm going to miss the meat, that means I have to give up dessert. And that was how I thought in the beginning. But then I just decided to just be more proactive about things. So, okay, so if I can't eat dairy, how am I going to have cream? Like, what if I want a dessert? So I educated myself how to make cake without eggs, using soy milk instead of regular milk when I make my cakes. And here I've got a mango trifle, so the cream is made with cashews that I blended with some water, some coconut sugar, some coconut oil. So, like, people have tried. This is one of the best sellers. I want to say that, but I don't really sell it. More like what I make in my classes.
Okay.
And people really seem to enjoy it, and they're so dumbfounded when they find out that, oh, there's no dairy, so this is totally doable. And here I've got spaghetti and meatballs. So some people think that I'm gonna miss texture. I'm gonna miss
The meat.
yeah, I'm not gonna get any protein. I'm gonna be this weak thing.
Right,
I
right.
think I'm pretty strong, and I
Yeah,
um,
you're active and you love what you do.
I do, and so these meatballs are made with white beans.
White beans.
Yes, and I flavored with like basil and olives and like onions. So people think that vegetables or vegetarian food is super
Boring.
bland.
Yeah.
But I have to say that I have eaten so well and so much, like I've eaten so much better compared to when I used to eat meat. When I used to eat meat, I would always rely on meat for flavor. But then
Right.
we don't realize that when we cook, we use garlic for flavor. We put herbs and spices.
Right.
And those are all plant-based ingredients.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in a way, I try to enlighten people to think outside of the box. So we Pinoys, we love to eat our meat and our rice,
Right.
breakfast, lunch, dinner, and that is actually what is contributing to our terrible health. Lifestyle diseases such as cancer, diabetes, heart disease, all of these can be reversed or avoided just by eating a whole foods plant-based diet.
Wow.
So that's something that we might not really hear from our doctors, or we won't see it on the media, because there's such a big industry for whether it's medicine, but the thing
Definitely.
is, going to the hospital is really expensive. Having
And it's a hassle too.
triple bypass surgery is like, for me, like people think that vegetables are expensive, but surgery is so expensive.
And the maintenance medicine as
yeah,
well.
and like I'd rather spend money on doing things that I enjoy, like traveling, than spending money on drugs and surgery, things that I can avoid in the very beginning.
Gosh, we need more people like you, teaching this. And it's good though that you are already sharing your knowledge in terms of how to cook veggies or vegetables. When do you do these classes?
I teach in Alabang, so I'm based in Alabang, and I teach from home on Wednesdays. And then I used to teach in Makati, and I'm in talks with a studio to hopefully teach more classes up north.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I teach classes. I also have products. So at first I did largely cooking classes, and then when I found out that people who are gluten-free, are missing out on food, they miss their bread, they miss their pastries, so I sell my bread and my cake and my cookies. So this cake is being served at Corner Tree Cafe. This is in Jupiter Street in Makati. They can also order directly from me. The bread is available through Corner Tree Cafe, Edgy Veggie Cafe in Pasig, through Holy Carabao, and if they live down south in Alabang, like they can order directly from me, so we bake it fresh to order. But then I really believe that for people to be healthy, they need to cook at home. So
Right,
that's sort
right.
of the thrust behind everything that I do, is that you can't rely on restaurants to feed you yummy food.
And
sure, it's
healthy.
yummy and healthy. Yeah, I mean, they'll feed you food, but they rely a lot on fat and salt.
And high sugar.
Yeah, I mean, stuff that is like really yummy, but really not really
Dangerous
good
to
for
your
us.
health.
Yeah. And I used to hate salads, even as a back, like years ago. I used to hate salads because because restaurant salads would be just leaves and tomatoes with like vinegar on the side, and it's like, this is so sad. And I like happy food. Like the salad is so happy, it makes you want to eat it, and it's just,
Yeah, I'm tempted.
yeah.
Okay. And so, again, you have classes every Wednesday, or if ever...
On weekends as well.
Okay.
And I do private classes as well. So
Nice.
sometimes I have clients who have specific dietary restrictions, or they have food allergies, and they really want to learn how to, for example, I'll give an example. I once had this mom who was breastfeeding her baby, and her baby was allergic to nuts and egg, and that means that if she ate them, then if she would eat them, then her baby would go through anaphylactic shock.
Okay.
And so I taught her how to make a cheese using tofu, how to make
cheese using tofu?
yes, for pizza, for example, or how to make a
Alright.
cream using seeds like pumpkin seeds, or and she was so happy. So that's what makes me happy, is when my clients or my students kind of realize that they can still enjoy food without having to sacrifice on flavor, and without having to like either endanger their health or the health of their loved ones. And I have a mom student who is a cancer survivor, and so
Okay.
she tries to maintain her health by eating a plant-based diet, and it's just it's so sad. Like I mean, I hate it if I have to suffer through eating, and so I want people to know that they can really be healthy and enjoy food without the meat, without the dairy, without the fish, without the egg. It's everything is connected, you know, like planetary health, our health, and just sort of taking care of animals too.
Gosh, I think I would be dropping by your classes very soon, and we could like always share a lot of these updates to all of our viewers. Do you have a Facebook, a website?
Yes, my website is www.kitchenrevolution.ph. My Facebook is facebook.com/kitchenrevolution. I have a lot of information there, and I post all my class schedules there.
Okay.
And I rarely join markets, so some people ask me, do you have a store? I mean, I sell from home, and then I distribute through vegetarian cafes and through Holy Carabao. But this Saturday, I'm joining Mooney Market, it's in Pasig this Saturday in Capitol Commons. So I'll be there with my cookies, with my bread. I also make dairy-free ice cream. I didn't bring any today because it
Will melt, right? It's gonna be a shake instead of ice cream.
Exactly.
All right, and you have photos. A while ago, they were already showing a couple of them. So let's take a look at these photos. So this is your wow,
This is
garden salad.
really beautiful salad. Some people
Looks
think
like
that
a flower.
yeah, I mean that's sort of how we should eat. I think it's so beautiful that like I just either I don't want to eat it because it's so beautiful, but I know it's really good for me. So that's what I like about food. So when I have classes, look at all these smiling faces. These are some of my students. This is probably a salad class. And that's one of the classes I teach. I teach pizza classes. Everything's fun. Pizza, salad. So sometimes I do desserts.
Wow.
And people have a lot of fun. So it's not just, you know, clinical, making vegetables, cooking them, but like having fun, being creative with ingredients.
Making your taste buds go nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Oh, what are these?
So these
Cookies?
are some cupcakes.
Wow.
Yeah, so
and healthy cupcakes.
well, these are cholesterol free. Some people think that there's cholesterol in plants, but not necessarily. So if you eat a whole foods plant-based diet, you're eating a cholesterol-free diet. That's a lot better for you than regular.
What's this?
So this is a zucchini layered salad thing. There's some tofu cheese somewhere there.
Oh,
so it's sort of trying to be having fun, just playing with ingredients.
This is the
And
cake
a
that you have.
chocolate cake, yeah.
Wow.
And the frosting is made with dark chocolate, and this is some of my bread that I make and sell. And in the summer, I teach kids cooking classes.
Nice.
And everything is vegan, even though I don't really get a lot of vegetarians in my classes, in the kids classes or in the adult classes. But I really love teaching kids, and I think that for kids to be healthy, they should also be in the kitchen and learn how to chop. And when they do that, they are more willing to eat vegetables, I think.
Wow, those cupcakes really look so good.
Yeah, so I mean, you could, and so some of my ice cream.
Vice cream?
Yeah, that's the name of my ice cream.
All right, and you have different flavors for it too.
Yes. So peanut butter chocolate chunk, and I make salted caramel. It's all dairy-free, sweetened with coconut sugar.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, if people tell me, oh, that you can't make that vegan, I look at it as a challenge, and it's like, I'm gonna do it.
Wow, and you've been doing it for 7 years. What about for meat? Like, what do you have instead of, the chicken, the fish?
Well, okay, yeah. So when you cut down on meat, you have to replace it with a plant-based source. So that would mean eating beans, eating tofu, eating a lot of whole grains. We don't realize that also vegetables have a lot of protein. Mm-hmm. So just as long as you eat a diverse diet, you should be fine. So like this pasta, the meatballs are made with beans, and that is really high in fiber.
Do you also have like soups that you prepare soups?
Yeah, sometimes I have a soup class, and we'll make like a cream of mushroom soup. And to make the cream, there is no dairy cream. We'll use cashews, and we'll just blend it up.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I mean, it's really, I have a lot of fun. And during the rainy season, we should eat more warming food. And I love making bean and vegetable soups with lots and lots of vegetables. And beans are, and the nice thing about vegetables, I have to say, or cooking vegan, is that each produce, like whether it's bell peppers or beans or whatever, it's not just high in one thing. Okay, beans are high in protein, but it's also high in fiber, It's high in minerals. It's a complete
Natural flavor
package.
too.
Yeah, and it's a complete package. So we can say meat is high in protein, but like there's no fiber in meat. You know, bell peppers are high in fiber, high in vitamin A, high in vitamin C.
Yeah.
So it's like a combination of all of these things. So we should really get our nutrients from food anyway, rather than from supplements, I think.
Yeah, I believe that as well. So for those of you who are interested to take again her classes, it happens every Wednesday and weekends.
Yes.
And then for kids, you can also, summer is just around the corner. That's already next year. So if you want, parents out there, if you're watching this episode, you can enroll your kids in learning how to eat healthy and how to prepare healthy food as well. So when you get home from, your work, your kids could be the one preparing all of these amazing things just for you guys. And also, like you mentioned, Muni Market Day is on October 25. That's going to be in Pasig. Where in Pasig?
Capital Commons.
All right. I hope you guys can check out also the Facebook page of Muni PH. So again, Jen Horn's like on top of that. We guested her a couple of episodes ago. She's one amazing superwoman. So she's put a lot of these amazing men and women together with all of these passions and of course their businesses. So I hope you guys can go nuts over all of these things. So before we say goodbye, do you have any last messages you'd like to share to our viewers?
Yes, I want people to really think about how the food choices they make impact their health. So sometimes we're very emotional about food, but then we also don't realize the consequences of the food that we eat. And if we really internalize them, and if we really act, if there's certain values you uphold, we should really act towards them. And that's sort of just be critical thinkers. And you'll find that going vegan is really, well, for me, it's really like one of the best lifestyle changes I've ever done for myself. And it will really help with the planet and with animals.
All right. Thank you, Marie, for that. Now, for those of you guys who just watched this episode, we do hope that you learned something new. A lot of people have been requesting for a healthy lifestyle episode. Well, here you have it. We've partnered up with Muni PH, so they're going to be listening to more of these amazing advocates of healthy lifestyle, healthy living, healthy business. So for those of you who also would like to share your business with us, you could just send us a text message or email us. If you have something that you guys believe in and you think that it would help a whole lot of people out there, don't forget, just email us at the workplace and also Global News Network. We will guest you guys. We will feature what you have. Again, we are here to help you get known, get out there, just educate a whole lot of people about what is happening today, and you can still live healthy and happy. You don't have to forgo one without the other. So once again, guys, thank you so very much for all of you who've been watching us since 2010, supporting us. We will be receiving yet another award before the year ends. So thank you guys so very much. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Again, David Salon, you guys rock. People Management Association of the Philippines, thank you guys so much. Muni PH, Jen Horn, thank you for, of course, sending Mara and Marie over. That's like M2M back episode right there. And we'd also like to thank Miss Michelle Lim for all of the gowns you provided. And again, everybody else, Urban Ashram Manila, Grab Taxi Philippines, you guys are just amazing. And to all the viewers, thank you so very much for your support. I'm Marybeth Nave, and we'll be back once again next week at the workplace, and you'll find out more fun stuff with what's happening in the world today. So stay tuned.